So top left, you have your weld mode, MIG, mag, stick, or lift TIG. Today I want to do a review on the YESWELDER YWM-160. Now that I've had this for a couple months, I feel like I can give it a decent review. So in this video I'm going to go over what this machine is capable of, all of the parts and pieces that it came with, the machine's interface settings and parameters. We're going to go under the hood and test it out with some coupons. And lastly, I'm going to give you my honest review after owning this thing for 3 months. So without further ado, let's get into it. So this welder is capable of MIG, stick, and lift TIG, although I have never used the lift TIG function. It has a 220 or 110 adapter. You just plug those two together and you get 110. 60% duty cycle at 120 amps or 100% duty cycle at 93 amps. So this welder came with everything that you see here. Ground clamp, MIG gun, stinger, 110 power adapter, a welding chart, owner's manual, Teflon tape for your gas hose, a 0.8 contact tip that fits 030 wire, a knurled roller, 0.9 and 0.8. 0.8 and 0.9 millimeters fits 030 and 035 wire. And it also came with this nozzle, a 0.9 contact tip, and this diffuser. And inside of here, it came with a 0.8 and 0.9 roller for solid wire. Now the power supply for this welder is all of, what, 5 feet or so? So I ended up just buying an extension. And I've obviously never hooked up the gas hose because I have my own, but I can't imagine this being any more than 5 feet as well. So obviously gas gets hooked up to the back right here. And to tighten it, it requires 2 wrenches. You just want to snug these up. I don't know what the Teflon tape is for. You don't need Teflon tape for these fittings. The wire is actually very easy to get in here. Just pop this off. It has an inner casing, spring, and then your outer nut. And all you need to do is hand tighten that. Alright, so here's the interface. Pop this open. So top left you have your weld mode, MIG, mag, stick, or lift TIG. Top right you have your function button, 2T or 4T. 2T is just pull the trigger, let go and it stops. 4T is trigger hold, so once you strike an arc, you let go of the trigger and it keeps feeding. Pull the trigger again and it stops. Bottom left, we have our gas selection. Right now we're on mixed gas. I'm running 75-25 in mine. Click it once, you have gasless, that'd be for flux cord. Click it again, you have 100% CO2. Bottom middle button is your smart mode or manual mode. Manual, you choose the settings you want. Smart mode, you just choose your voltage and it sets your wire speed for you. Right here it says 220 volt, it automatically senses 110 or 220. And then we just have our wire size button. 035 or 030. So now we're going to test this out on a lap joint and a T-joint. I'm going to wire feed one side of each of these joints with those current settings. And then we're going to change it up and I'm going to try my hand at stick welding. We'll see how that goes. And by the way, I don't claim to be an expert welder by any means. I am mediocre at best. We're going to start with a T-joint. I changed this to 22.5, still on smart mode. Sounded like it was getting a little tighter at the end. There's the T-joint all cleaned up. Now we're going to do the lap joint. I turned it up just a little bit. Again, I adjusted my settings to 22 and 148 on smart mode. There's the lap joint. So now we're going to do stick welding. And all we got to do there is take out the positive for the wire feeder and connect our stinger. Then we just change the weld mode to stick. I'm going to set my amps, I'm going to leave it at 128. Again, T-joint, I have 1/8 inch rod. There's the T-joint. A lot of undercut on that one. And there's the lap joint. A lot of undercut. So that's about it. That's how it welds. I don't know, I think it welds all right. When I was wire feeding though, I was having issues, and I believe that's because I burnt a hole in my line. I ended up laying the gun across a fresh weld, and I think that might have affected the liner. Other than everything being kind of cheaply made, I'm still pretty happy with it. You can't go wrong for the price. I think it's like $230. I think it'd be a good welder if you're just getting into welding, or you just want one in the garage, or maybe you're a hobbyist. But if this is something you want to do professionally, I would definitely choose a better quality brand. Well, I appreciate you watching. I hope you liked the video, and that's it for this one. I'll see you on the next.